live from the SDG Media Zone in Davos with Mr. Chu Gong-yu, the Director General of the Food and Agriculture Organization. Welcome.
Thank you.
Pleasure to have you here. FAO, of course, is leading international efforts to fight hunger and to improve nutrition and food security around the world. Mm-hmm. How are we doing on Goal 2, on zero hunger?
So far, SDG 2 is mainly for the food security. And of course, not only that, but we say not let anyone behind, no one behind. That's our final goal on the 2030 agenda. But the situation, of course, we had some progress during past years due to the international effort and also due to the national government and the private sector, civil society, academic, and all the key players work together. But the progress is not as good as should be. It's so far, based on the FAO investigation and the report, last year we released current schedule indicated that we still have 820 more million people do not have enough food daily based. It means 1 out of 9 goes to bed with hunger. That's really challenging for us. For all the global efforts should be more targeted on that. Second essence, another overall picture is we have 2 billion people. It is sometimes suffering from malnutrition, non-communicated disease, overweight it means. So create a lot of social, economic, and family even problems around that. So on the one hand, we have to put more efforts on fighting against the hunger. And of course, the picture is a mosaic globally. It means the country to country are different. But what we understood, most vulnerable country, vulnerable people located in a small island, landlocked, least developed countries, and also some conflict areas, or they are population densely located countries like India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Nigeria. That's 4 countries. They have accounted for about 90% of the total poverty in the world. So I said that because in line with what the FAO new vision and new action, new initiative later, and during my 4 years term.
And you've just launched a new initiative called Hand in Hand,
yeah.
I think last September.
Yeah.
It aims to tackle poverty and hunger, especially in rural areas and in the least developed countries. Yeah. How are you going about this? Tell us.
Yeah, that's what I just said, because if you look at the global scenario carefully, in details, and the most difficulty area or challenge area I mentioned is small island state, landlocked, and least developed countries, and food crisis countries or conflict countries. So that's come to my mind. We, together with my colleagues, we also consulted with all the member states. After several dialogues, now we launched this hand-in-hand initiative, in short. Actually, hand-in-hand, it means hand-in-hand matchmaking, help each other from the donor countries to receiving countries, especially most vulnerable people in vulnerable regions. That's what the core value. And what I wanted to change the situation as quick as possible, as efficient as possible through the hand-in-hand initiative, because we have to focus on more resources and more efforts, investment, and so on those regions, and then speed speed up, scale up the process. But our understanding, each country in this vulnerable region, we have to investigate what is the potential for agriculture, for industry, and for others. But the key issues, we have to improve the food supply and the value chain, and also to keep the most vulnerable people have easy accessible to the basic food, step food first, and also improve their livelihood, have a purchase power to get food, so affordable food, and of course with environment-friendly, sustainable way to produce, and also to have a nutrition and health food. So you have to combine the science-based and with the culture, with the indigenous knowledge, with modern technology. So get together and we can change a business model. Hand in hand also we create 5 layers of the collaboration. First is among member countries. FAO, we are largest UN professional organization. We have 197 members, but 194 have voting rights. And so you can see there are so diversity among the members. But so we get marshal all the resources from donor countries to help the recipient countries who need most. That's a country level. Second is international level. International level, especially UN professional agencies, we have to work together, like WHO, ITU, UNIDO, UNESCO, or even and international financial institutions and others. The third layer is the private sector. All the big companies had several consultation with them, and they are willing to focus on those countries. About the 50 countries we are start as a hand-in-hand initiative, and then come to the academic layer. Academic layer, all the universities, academic institutions, they also bring their innovative products and the know-how, the policy consultation to have the vulnerable countries also. And last but not least, also civil society, NGOs. Also, I want to build the network in collective way and have the people who need the most. That's a hand-in-hand initiative. Of course, we now get a strong support from member states. So far, I think the European Union and other big key players and already commit to FAO to work. And they have rating response already more than 60 countries. But in principle, more than 100 countries who can offer something, I call the donor countries, they are in favor to support this hand-in-hand initiative. So that also brings to reform of UN development systems to change the business model and to react to the SG calling. And FAO as a professional organization, we should work together with a residential coordinate and play the leading role in the country, especially in the rural and the farmers. So that's FAO should, and also we have to strengthen that for all those efforts surrounding SDGs.
So Hand in Hand really aims to mobilize everybody, all sectors, governments, businesses, academia, civil society, the UN system, which is exactly what we need in this decade of action for the SDGs. Since we're in Davos and we have a lot of CEOs around here, what's your message in particular to the private sector? How can they contribute to fighting poverty and hunger in rural areas?
Oh yeah, I each used all the location and the timing to convince to explain how to change their business model, to take a more social responsibility, to have the UN decade action for SDGs or for fighting against hunger. And also I want to build the more close cooperation with them by favorable meanings or approaches they prefer. And I met so many CEOs and the private sector. I had a talk with them, fruitful, very tangible, concrete working plan with them. I asked them to to focus the vulnerable countries for vulnerable peoples first, and then of course also focus on some others they prefer, like biodiversity, environment, agro-food system, transformation, and also value, because the company, they have their own interests, but I respect that. But I ask them to do so because it's very important to combine their interests in line with UN action and also FAO mandate. That's very important. More important for the people, because you have the people for long term, and the company, private sector, have a long lifespan to survive in this competitive society.
So
it's a win-win.
It's a win-win. It's a great initiative for everyone to participate and solve these problems.
Yeah, hand-in-hand initiative. It's really inclusive and tangible, accountable approach to lead the end of the hunger, and also for sustainable development and more focusing. FAO, we're willing to be facilitator and promoter, and also to be closely cooperate with the UN systems and also others. And it's indicate FAO is also started reopen and reform again, and to have the farmers and the rural developments and the member countries by consultation of policy, technology transfer, and the information dissemination and the capacity building. In that way, I think we can scale up, speed up the process of SDGs. And more important, I think FAO was originally established to end the poverty and hunger on this planet. It's time to do so. We have to do as quick as possible because time is running out. Yeah? And then we have a bright future for this peaceful planet.
Thank you, Mr. Dongju. All the best. Thank you.
Thank you.